Chapter 1013 of One Piece was a chapter I absolutely enjoyed ever since I first read it. To be fair, literally was an hour ago because the chapters usually are available for me around 4 a.m. But nevertheless, I thoroughly enjoyed it the entirety of my first read, and rereading it, I still enjoy it. So it's not just some first impression bias. Before I go in depth and talk about how I enjoyed the chapter and what specific moments I felt were really well done by Oda, I just want to let you know, well, you probably also know, since there's no other videos on my channel, this is my first ever video. I've really wanted to make a video about One Piece literally forever because I'm a huge fan of the series and I always wanted to get into the community aspect of it. So I'm really eager to make more videos in the future, and I hope you enjoy this one. So the chapter is called Big Mom's Anarchy, and the chapter opens up immediately following the end of 1012, where Nami and Ulti are about to throw down. However, Big Mom is still in this battle, and Big Mom is also ready to battle Ulti because Ulti messed with Tama. And as we know, Big Mom cares immensely about Tama, and I know there's going to be people in the comments saying mothering mode is crap. And it is, but it's how it is. So Nami immediately goes on the offensive with Ulti and busts out a new attack from Nami. And I know that sounds crazy, a new attack from Nami. But to be fair, her last fight that actually mattered was literally Khalifa. And having Nami have any significant attack is really cool. And she busts out a new attack called Tornado Tempo. What that does, it thrusts Ulti back way into the distance. However, this attack doesn't do that much since Ulti gets back up and grabs Nami and is about to do her signature headbutt attack. However, luckily Big Mom comes to the save, which is a weird thing to say, but Big Mom came to the save, and Nami is free. So not only did Nami get a moment of vindication for being able to tell someone off about messing with Tama, but it gave Big Mom a valid reason to be there, since personally, I love Nami, obviously. Nami's a great character, but I don't think Nami has the ability to take out one of the Flying Six. So, if Ulti is out, it makes sense, since Big Mom took her down. But that is just the beginning of Big Mom's importance in this chapter, because the emotional highlight of this chapter was surprisingly not Tama, because I'd assume that Tama would be important since she literally just got slapped by Ulti in the last chapter. No, the emotional through line of this chapter was in fact Zeus, which is something that I was blown away by. I didn't mention this previously, but what's so important about the attack that Big Mom laid on Ulti was that it was a fusion attack between Prometheus, Napoleon, and the newly formed Hera homie that is meant to be the replacement of Zeus. This shows that the three of them combined are much more powerful than the trio before, which had Zeus originally. Zeus comes in at the worst time possible. Nami and Usopp are running away to ensure that Tama is back to safety and away from all danger, since she literally just got attacked by one of the Flying Six. When Zeus actually gets back to Big Mom tells Hera to completely devour Zeus and consume him. Since Zeus was made from Big Mom's soul, it only makes sense in Big Mom's mind that her soul gets returned to her, since Zeus is essentially her property. And personally, for me, I thought that the scene where Zeus has a bit of a breakdown and a realization, an epiphany about how he was conniving and cowardly when he could have stayed with Nami, but he was cowardly and returned to Big Mom because he felt he couldn't defy her. I thought that scene was really well done, and personally, it reminded me of the outcome that many Straw Hats have when they join the crew with Luffy. They were alone and they had no one else to turn to, and Zeus really felt as though he was in that kind of predicament in my point of view, which is why I thought that his idea of a sacrificial attack was really admirable. I truly did not expect it from Zeus, and I thought that the scene right after, where right when Zeus is about to do this insane attack, Big Mom just grabs him and crushes him, completely sucking the life out of him, and he's completely unable to attack, and Hera eats him. Now, obviously, we don't know if Zeus is going to get back. I assume Zeus is not dead because Oda and death is, it's not how Oda rolls for a lot of it. But if Zeus did just die, massive respect. I thought it was a very good way of interpreting his character and using him as a really great emotional moment for Nami. Like the previous point I made of Big Mom thinking Zeus is her property, she also thinks that Tama belongs to her. Since Tama took care of her, obviously Tama wouldn't mind if she is with Big Mom. However, this obviously bothers Nami and Usopp, who are trying to make sure that Tama's away from danger. Now, Big Mom could very easily take care of Tama, since Big Mom is almost the force of nature in this world. But she, in this moment, is viewing Tama as a tool, as she views a lot of characters, and especially her family members. She views them as tools, similar to how she's viewing Zeus, Hera, Prometheus, Napoleon. It's just how her mind works. If she can get something from these people, or these people do something nice to her, like feeding her, which is what Tama did, she will be kind to them if she can use them. However, once they run out of their usefulness, they disappear. Now, the chapter significantly focused on this scene, which I found really enjoyable. Having a chapter in Onigashima that focused on one scene that isn't actually the rooftop, I thought was very interesting. I feel like lots of the chapters that have been taking place in Onigashima have been very frantic, trying to have Oda establish what's going on with this character, this character, this character. Last chapter, there were lots of scenes that focused on many other characters, like Sanji saving Zoro, Nekomamushi going after Perospero most likely, Kiku going after Kanjuro. However, this chapter had just this scene and an ending scene that I will focus on later. Now, another thing I did not expect was how exactly the scene would continue on from there. I assumed Big Mom would just lay the smackdown on Nami and Usopp if they couldn't get away. Luckily, there was someone who stopped her from laying that smackdown, and I thought it would be Law, because at the end of the last chapter, after giving Zoro to Sanji, he said, Big Mom's over that way, I'm going to go that way. However, it was actually Kid doing a really, really great use of his attack, Punk Gibson, which he grabs Big Mom's head and slams it into the ground. And it was a really powerful impact. So, I'm hoping that this fight with Kid is not solely Kid. I hope it's Kid and Law. I think this would be a really good parallel to the Saudi Archipelago arc, where the Pacifistas was taken on by Luffy and his crew, which would be Kaido and Luffy, and Big Mom would be Kid and Law. However, that parallel might be more accurate than I expect with the end of this chapter. Now, I know I just highlighted the end of this chapter 2 times in a row, but it was really shocking, and it has me really excited for the future of Wano as we see it. So, on the last page, we get a double page spread where we cut back to the roof, and it was truly shocking to me. Kaido is sitting alone, which immediately gave me a warning sign in my head. Something is very wrong. The last time that Kaido was sitting alone on top of the rooftop, to be fair, with Big Mom, was when all of the samurai, all of the scabbards were completely devastated by him on the rooftop. And I immediately was like, oh no, what happened to Luffy? But the panel that followed, I felt was even more of a dramatic way of ending the chapter. I thought it was a really good cliffhanger. Instead of killing Luffy straight up, as he said, where he wanted to take his head as a trophy, he chucks Luffy off of the floating Onigashima Island onto the mainland of Wano below. Now, this has my brain firing so many unique ideas. How is Luffy going to get out of this situation? And is this the tragedy that so many people have been theorizing that will be the end of Act 3? Now, I'm a big fan of Mr. Orange, okay? I really like his content. And I know that he must be so ecstatic right now once he reads this chapter, because I think that this is the sign that the raid on Onigashima will fail. If this is the moment of tragedy that is meant to fall in Act 3 of Wano, I think that the next chapters following this one are going to be devastating. I'm sensing that something really bad is going to happen for each of these characters. However, I'm unsure what exactly. I'm not sure what could befall each of the characters. However, I am pretty certain that a new entity is going to show up in Wano. Who? There are so many to choose from, which is the craziest part. It could be the Marines. It could be the Revolutionary Army. It could be Blackbeard. It could be Shanks. Some people still think Enel was the one that saved the Scabbards. I know that's a meme, but some people might actually think that still. Now, if I were to say anything, I think it should be the Marines. For example, I think that this, right now, would be a really good time for Smoker to show up, because CP0 is still on Onigashima, and if any of the Marines see CP0 working with Orochi and Kaido, I think that could be the impetus for Smoker to finally stop with the Marines and just become an independent entity similar to Kuzan. But that is obviously just one specific idea. If this could go so many unique ways. For example, there's also the idea that Kuma could have used his paw fruit in the Reverie to send someone that might have gone missing. For example, some of the people that Oda has mentioned at the Jump Festa speech. The Sabo, the Vivi, the Hancock. Maybe one of them could possibly show up. However, I'm in complete disbelief that it's Hancock, because Kobe is dealing with Hancock right now. It could be Sabo or Vivi, and if it is Sabo, that means the Revolutionary Army could very easily show up, and we could have a whole new force show up in Wano. But yeah, my mind was going 100 miles a minute with all these ideas. It could be something simple though, like possibly the rest of the Big Mom Pirates could join as well. That is another facet of this massive battle that we haven't seen in, gosh, over 20 chapters. I thought they were going to show up again when Big Mom originally was falling. Like, Smoothie would grow really big and grab Big Mom out of the air and save her from falling. However, that certainly was not what happened. Overall, I really enjoyed this chapter. I thought that all the decisions that Oda made to have this really strong emotional moment with Zeus and end the chapter on another really strong emotional moment was really well done. And I think the impact of seeing Luffy falling all the way from the top of Onigashima is similar to literally the start of the arc, where Luffy gets one shot by Kaido. Obviously, Luffy has learned so much since then and is now using advanced Conqueror's Haki, whatever this technique is called, which we haven't gotten a specific name for it, but this advanced Conqueror's Haki, to attack Kaido. This is obviously a massive step, and I think, similar to many other fights Luffy has had, this is just another round. Luffy will win the day because he is the man that's going to be the Pirate King. But yeah, this is my first video, as you can tell, since there are no other videos like I mentioned earlier. I really enjoyed making this. I never done anything like this before, but just being able to freely get my thoughts out and kind of bounce the ideas around in my head was really fun, and I'm eager to see what people have to say about my ideas or just what they think in general. Honestly, I just wanted to start making these videos so I could be able to discuss further the series I care so much about. So anything in response, I'm eager to see. But yeah, since this is my first video, any support would be greatly appreciated. Like, I don't want to be the YouTube spiel, but I'm gonna give the YouTube spiel. Like a like, or a subscribe, or I don't even know. I think the thing that I would appreciate the most are comments and or sharing this video around if you found it interesting. I really want to make more videos in the future because this is something I've wanted to do for quite a while. Honestly, I'd say like 3 months. So yeah, now that I just have the capabilities of making these videos, I will probably make these videos. Yeah. I am not just going to do chapter reactions. I'm also going to do some analysis, some discussions on specific arcs or characters that I find interesting. But one aspect I really want to do is be able to talk about the series freely and not just be confined to the current goings on in Wano, because as we know in One Piece, it's very important to understand the past to understand what will go on in the future, which is a concept that is especially important now in Wano. So focusing on the series past and understanding what events led to what Luffy and his crew are doing now are especially important. That's my thoughts on chapter 1013. Hope you all enjoyed. Like I said previously, really eager to make more videos, so if you enjoyed, make sure to do all the YouTube spiel like I mentioned earlier, and hope to see some of you later on in the future. Have a good one.